Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Wealth Bootcamp, and I had to I had to comment about this story that I just saw in the media. It's funny because today in the Black Wealth Bootcamp we talked about money and family and how structuring your family situation the right way, making the right choices in terms of family plays a huge role in your financial outcomes, in your financial situation. Things like child support, divorce, stuff like that can really harm you, as well as just bad personal choices when it comes to money. Now, there's an NBA player by the name of Josh Smith. And Josh just signed a deal. He just signed a one-year deal with the LA Clippers. He's getting up in age. He's not young anymore. And he made the most bizarre statement that I don't know if the media blew it out of proportion or if that's just reflective of his general attitude. I don't know. But he said that this year, when he's going to make $6.9 million, he said, at the end of the day, I do have a family, so it is going to be a little harder on me this year, but I'm going to push through it. Now, maybe that was just a quick offhand remark, but I think most of us, when we think about making that kind of money, it sounds almost bizarre that a person who's making $6.9 million this year would even say something like that. He's getting 1.5 million from the Clippers, which should be enough for most people to live, but then he's also getting 5.4 million from the Detroit Pistons, and even beyond that, he's already received $97 million from his NBA career. Now, the reason that that's a concern is that if it's true, if it's going to be a little tougher for him, what that really kind of says is that there's a good chance that he may be living paycheck to paycheck. That when he's done with his NBA career, he'll be one of the many, many athletes who ends up going broke after he's done playing basketball, which is an incredibly sad problem to see because no NBA player should ever be going broke if they have financial managers who are doing their job even a little bit. But then again, though, just because you have a good manager doesn't mean that you're doing what your manager tells you to do. It's like having a good fitness trainer, but if you don't listen to your trainer and don't do the workouts they tell you to do or eat the food that they tell you to eat, then you're going to end up getting obese anyway. The thing about $100 million, making $100 million in a career, is that you could literally save just 10% of that money over the course of his career. If he had just $10 million put aside, that $10 million would be able to generate enough interest to sustain his lifestyle or a really nice lifestyle, a surgeon's lifestyle for the next 40, 50 years. And so it would be just incredibly sad if most of that money was gone because the thing about your body is a depleting asset. It's not going to last forever. It's just like oranges or grapes that you put in the refrigerator. Grapes eventually get old and they spoil. Fruit gets old and it spoils. Well, your body eventually gets old and it begins to spoil. It rots or it just kind of starts to fall apart. You can't jump and dunk basketballs until you're 70 years old. That's just not something anybody's been able to figure out how to do. So when I really see this, what I'm really seeing is a scenario where you've got a guy who's making $20,000 a week, $20,000 a week, $20,000 a week, who is saying that he's still going to be struggling. He's going to have a hard time getting by. It sounds like he's put himself in a real tough financial situation. I'd be real curious to know how many cars he has, how much in child support he might be paying. I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about his life in terms of kids and how his family's structured, just what kind of fixed expenses he has. Because it almost sounds like his making it to the NBA might be one of the worst things to ever happen to him. Because if you make it to the NBA, what happens is you have higher income, but if you're not careful, you're going to end up with much, much higher debts. And these are the kinds of debts that you won't be able to resolve once you're done playing because you ain't going to get no other job out there hardly that will pay you that much money. There are very few jobs that will pay you that much money, and even very few businesses that people will own that will pay them that much money. Some people figured it out, like Shaquille O'Neal did a really good job of figuring out how to maintain his lifestyle. Shaq actually, from what I understand, makes more money now than he did as one of the best players in the NBA. Jamal Mashburn makes more money now than he did as a player in the NBA. Junior Bridgman makes more money now than he did as a player in the NBA. Most NBA players can't do that because also the other problem is that when a lot of these guys are growing up, they're not getting the proper education. They're not learning the skill sets that they need in order to be successful after basketball's over. They're not being pushed to be straight A students just the same way they're being pushed to be amazing athletes. And so if your son is amongst these individuals who might have a chance to play in professional sports or you mentor guys that are in that category, you have to make sure it's absolutely imperative that they show excellence in every aspect of their life, not just what they do on the court. That man is meant to be far more than just a basketball player. He's meant to be a great human being and a leader in his community He's meant to lead a family. He's meant to be a strong black man who does good things in his life, not just a guy who jumps and runs and dribbles a basketball for white people. Black men are far greater than that. We're worth a whole lot more. So I'm just going to go back as far as Josh Smith and his little comment. I'm going to chalk it up to maybe some type of immaturity. He's not a young guy, but he's not a senior citizen. And maybe it was just a quick comment that he made, but just the sheer ridiculousness of a man making almost $7 million a year saying that it's going to be hard for his family. I mean, a little harder for me this year. I have a family, It makes me think about Latrell Sprewell. Latrell Sprewell made that same comment over a decade ago. And in case you don't know, Latrell Sprewell is broke too. Oh, well, he's broke. I don't know if Josh is going to end up broke. I hope he doesn't. So anyway, that's all I really want to say about that. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. If you want to learn more about financial literacy, come check us out at the Black Wealth Bootcamp. It's the blackwealthbootcamp.com. We talk about all the aspects of wealth building and also encourage people to build their own businesses. And it's an incubative space where we all support each other in terms of growing and going to the next level financially. The students so far that really love it, love it, love it. I think you'll love it too. It's not free, but it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to join. I think it's something that will impact your life. I can almost guarantee that if you take the right approach. So anyway, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Take care. God bless. I'm gone. Peace.